On June 28, 2013, the Meadows will celebrate its 50th anniversary. As we approach that milestone, we remember some of the people, horses, and events that have been a part of the track's rich history.
Jerry Erenstein was the first full-time co-host for the Meadows Racing Network. I'm not sure exactly what the year was, but he started out doing interviews in the barn area with horsemen that we'd play at that night, and he became kind of a fan favorite with some of his sayings that he would use throughout the broadcast, like folded up like a cheap suitcase, or was treading in quicksand. And he was a very popular co-host and very knowledgeable in the sport of harness racing.
And one thing about Jerry, he was college educated. He was he went to an Ivy League school. He was well versed in business, with his family owning the Winkies restaurants around the Pittsburgh area. He was just a all-around knowledgeable man, and put the horse racing knowledge in with that. There was nothing that really ever fooled the guy. But along the same lines, you would never realize that in listening to him. He was truly the voice of the guy sitting on the couch, putting his money in the call-a-bet, stopping by the track, picking up his program, and going home. And what normally came out of his mouth was something that people at home were thinking. You know, if he thought that a horse maybe got a bad steer, he let the world know about it. If he thought a horse was in a place where the horse couldn't win, he let everybody know about it. Did it ruffle a few feathers over the years? I'm sure it did. But one thing about it, Jerry was brutally honest when talking about the races, and it was something he absolutely loved. It was his passion, was to be at the track.
Jerry was a good handicapper, but he was a great bettor. Taught me a lot about how to make money with the races. He knew what value was. He knew where you'd find value in a race, and that's how he would play. 3 to 5 shot might win the race, but Jerry might catch the trifecta for a nice ticket because of the value underneath. The other thing that Jerry taught me was how to use the all key. Jerry was big on playing a horse on top or second with everybody. He always said that if the horse you liked was 5 to 1 or higher, use that all key. Go, if you like the 5, go 5 all 5 in the exactas. And Jerry had an uncanny ability to cash major long shot tickets that way. He would take his 5 to 1 shot, use it on top, and a 60 to 1 shot would run second, and he'd have it. He was very good at using that all key. And you spend a little more, but again, it's the value that you get with it. And Jerry taught me value.
He had to go, at least on television with us, from having to go from handicapping just harness races at the Meadows. And then eventually he branched out when we started doing full cart simulcasting, and he was doing thoroughbred tracks that he may have visited 20, 30 years ago, but he remembered some of those trainers or some of the horsemen that were still involved at those tracks. He had a memory which was unrivaled by many in the business.